Would you like to know how I paid $0 in airline baggage fees and travel like a boss? Dr. G, that's me, has the magic formula. Stay tuned. Welcome back to The Radiator with Dr. G, bringing you practical solutions to help you live your best life. If you like this video and you like the last video, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share because, of course, sharing is caring, and we need everybody to care and share. So, today, I'm going to talk to you about the magic box, but we're going to review a little bit from the last video in which I gave you tips on how to travel for cheap on Spirit Airlines by purchasing your ticket and some other low-cost airlines by purchasing your ticket at the counter. So today I'm going to tell you about my magic box and how I don't pay any money for baggage fees when I travel on Spirit and some of the other airlines as well. Want to hear it? Here we go. So a couple weeks ago in our newspaper here, I read that Delta gave out $1.2 billion with a B dollars in profit sharing to their employees, which equaled out to 2 full months' pay. So they were able to reward their employees based on the amount of money that they made in 2019 and give them 2 months' pay. Where do you think that they got that money from? Bing, bing, bing. They got the money from all the fees that they charge the consumers that are riding the Airbuses. So most of that money, I would assume, is from baggage. Once upon a time, in 2008, there were no baggage fees. You just had your bag and you got on the plane and you bought your plane ticket, and every fee that there was included in your ticket. Then in 2008, maybe 2007, when there was a financial crisis, somewhere around that time, the gas prices went up so high and all the airlines were saying that they couldn't fly and they were going to have to increase their prices because the gasoline prices were so expensive, which was true at that time. However, when the gasoline prices went down, they didn't stop charging the fees because that became part of their bottom line. They figured that they can make money now off charging people to put their bags on the plane. And since they made money when they said it was an emergency, now that the emergency was gone, they knew that they could still keep that money. And since then, it is now 2020. So for the last 12 years or so, we've been paying for the profit sharing, which now equals $1.2 billion. So all the airlines, not in Delta and all the other airlines, they can pay their employees, pay their stockholders. And I'm sure they make improvements with the money as well. But we as the consumers with our baggage fees are paying those fees, are paying those salaries and paying those profits for those people. So me, I like the price to be the price that you tell me. I don't like for you to tell me something costs $10, but then it's this fee for that and this fee for that. And then by the time we're finished, I'm paying $25. And this is how I avoid the baggage fee. I ship my things. You do not have to put your bags on the plane. You can ship your things. And so I have a magic box that I will show you. It is a magic FedEx box that I use as my suitcase, but sometimes I ship my suitcase. So you can ship anything that you want with FedEx, UPS. The post office ships too, but I think it's a lot easier with FedEx and UPS. I personally use FedEx to ship my things. I put everything that I need in there, plus some, and I then am responsible for, then I'm charged. The way that they do it is they charge you based on the size, the dimensions, the weight, and the destination that you're going. So the dimensions of your box are going to be the height, the length, and the width. That's that geometry that you went to school and you took your whole sophomore year when you were 15 years old. That's what you need it for right now. So you cannot pay the baggage fee. So you can measure your box for FedEx. So you need to know the weight, the dimensions, and the destination, and then you're good to go. You pay the airline zero baggage fees. You are in control of how your bag gets to its destination. You can get insurance on the box. Then you can track your box and know when it's going to be there. And then the most convenient and ballerific part of the game is that when you get off the airplane, you can roll through like a G, because you're light as a feather. You have nothing, and your bag is going to meet you at your destination. How cool is that? So before, in the last story, I told you about my friend who had to pay $75 at the Spirit Airline counter to get her bag on the plane because it did not fit the dimensions. On the way back from the party, we stopped before we went to the airport, me with my magic box and her with her suitcase at FedEx, and then we shipped our things back, and mine was delivered to my front door. I believe that she picked hers up at the FedEx that was near her. And how much easier. And I think for her, it was $19. And then I think she got $5, and then she paid an extra $5 for insurance. So they give you, at least with FedEx, for every dollar that you pay, you get $100 in insurance. So her suitcase was insured for $500. So whatever she had, her clothes, whatever she had in that box, if it was lost, and again, they're able to track it, she would have been reimbursed because she got the insurance on her package. So how good is that? My parents, as we have gone to Florida to stay at our timeshare, we went for the Christmas before last, I shipped my magic box, and they, from where they live, shipped their box. No, they didn't have a box. They shipped their entire suitcase to where we were, and it arrived. So it's the same thing. They measured the dimensions on the suitcase, the length, the width, and the height, and then whatever the weight is. And it could be more than 50 pounds. And it's going to be cheaper in most cases. So you ship your bag or your box, your magic box, unless it's going to be beneficial. But from where I live to Florida, and from the north where they live, it was cheaper for them to ship than to pay for the baggage fee. So you pay no baggage fee, and you're light as a feather in the airport. There are some times where it doesn't work. The times, I'll tell you about a wonderful time. You know, there are dream stealers, joy killers, and cash suckers. Last year, I went to the Black Film Festival in Miami, Florida. And myself and my friend, we had a room with a balcony overlooking the ocean at the Lowe's Hotel. Yes. So I had my magic box all prepared to go. Or I might have even shipped my suitcase. But in doing my investigation, I knew the general weight, because it's the same thing that I shipped the box in. It usually weighs less than 30 pounds. So I think the last time that I shipped it to Florida, it started out 23. And then when I came back, I might have added a couple more things, so it was 26 pounds. I think the price that I paid was maybe $26, $23, something like that, to ship it back home. But then maybe a couple dollars less, because it was a couple pounds less, to ship it down there. So total, I paid $50, maybe $45 for my bag, whereas I would have paid $70 shipping it on the plane, at minimum, depending on which airline it was and all that. But back to the Lowe's. As I did my investigation to make sure that my packages would be arriving, I called to find out where the nearest FedEx was on South Beach. I was told there was one that was a few blocks away from the Lowe's Hotel. But then also, in my excitement, I found out that there was a FedEx inside the hotel. So I was very, very, very giddy, because I knew that I could just go to the desk and my magic box would meet me at my destination. So I could get there, no bag, take the $2 bus, which I'll tell you about that. Well, I'll tell you about it right now. There is a bus from the Miami International Airport that costs $2.50, and it will take you directly to South Beach. And you can put your bags and whatever else that you have that you bring off the plane. It will take you directly to South Beach, all up and down the strip. So I took my I got my $2.50 bus ticket. I rode the bus to South Beach, and I got to the Lowe's Hotel. Now, when I called the Lowe's Hotel I did take my bag with me. I had my bag with me, but that's because of the story that I'm telling you. When I called the Lowe's Hotel and I found out that they had FedEx, I was so excited, and I was going to ship my things instead of paying the airline baggage fee. I then was told that they had an additional fee at the Lowe's Hotel for them to receive and hold your items. And then when it was time for them to ship them back out, or just because for them to be picked up, there was another fee for me to send it back. So not only was I going to have to pay the $20, $25, whatever it was, to ship the box, I was going to have to pay the Lowe's Hotel FedEx an additional $25 for them to receive my box. And then for me to send it back, for them to ship it back out, it was going to be their $25 handling fee in addition to the $25 fee or whatever it was for me to get my bag home or box. So for the dream stealers and joy killers and the cash suckers, I elected to not pay that fee and just check my bag, and everything worked. But in these instances, that's one instance where the hotel is trying to make more money. And then also, it depends on where you're shipping it to. So if you're shipping it, if you're traveling out of the country, then I don't think that it's a good idea for you to try to ship your luggage or ship your things in a box to get them there. But you can research, you can call, that's where that geometry comes in again. If you know the dimensions of your box and an approximate weight, then you can get an estimate before you go to FedEx or to UPS to on how much it's going to cost to get the box, and you need the zip code to get the box to your destination. Now, when we go to Pompano, where we have a timeshare, or Fort Lauderdale, or anywhere in South Florida, I usually ship my magic box, and then they have it waiting for me at the desk, or they'll bring it to my room, no fee, because they're not dream stealers and joy killers and cash suckers. I totally feel when you pay for your room and you pay, when you pay to stay at a place, you're paying for all of the amenities. It should be included in the price. It shouldn't be any extra for them to hold your bag or for them to give you your things, because they have that space, and as a courtesy, they should be able to do that for their consumers. But again, somebody's always looking to make the come up, and they just stack it up. They just stack it up. I can't even remember. Our room probably at the Lowe's was $350, $360 a night. Then you want to charge me $25 each way to receive my luggage or whatever package that I shipped to your hotel. And even if it was something that weighed 2 pounds, there was still a fee. It's a fee based on the weight if you receive any FedEx packages or you send them out at FedEx at the Lowe's Hotel. So just know that. But even still, the Lowe's Hotel is beautiful. It's on the beach, and it's my life. So you deal with the things that you can, the things that you can control, and the money that you can control in and out of your pocket. You control that. And then the other things you pay. So you pay for the location. I paid for the Lowe's, and I was very happy. Is my regular suitcase that I put up to 50 pounds of things. This is the largest bag that I have right here. Just a regular Samsonite suitcase. And this is the magic box. I know it doesn't look very magical, but magically it saves me money every single time. I do not have to deal with baggage check-in. I do not have to deal with baggage claim. I can be very light and fancy-free going to my car at the airport, and it meets me at my destination. The same things that I put in my suitcase, I put in my magic box. I have my little pool toy for the beach because I like going to the beach. And the pump. I got my little portable chair here, and all my clothes and anything that I need for my trip, I put it in this box, and I'm able to have no problems. Remember, your suitcase is heavier than this box, so I'm able to get equal the amount of things, if not more, because the box weighs less. Now, when you purchase the box at FedEx, the pre-printed boxes instead of getting your own generic box, because you can get generic boxes as well. You can ship them too, but you get their box is better. I feel like it's better and it's cheap. This box cost me $4, $1 for the packing tape. It has been on 4 round trips, so it's been shipped 8 times all together. That's why it looks like it is. It's going to, like it does. It's going to be recycled. The actual measurements of this box, because it's a pre-printed box, is 16 by 16 by 16. I find that if you, the less amount of things that people have to look up and find, the less mistakes they can make. It's already printed on the box, so all they have to do is weigh your things. But just for the math, because like I said, when we, that 10th grade geometry, this is it. 16 length, 16 width, and because it's a totally square box, 16 height, 16 by 16 by 16. And there you have it. So, I'd like to thank you again for watching. The Radiator with Dr. G. Again, like, subscribe, and share, because we need that. We're trying to do some things here. And again, sharing is caring. And stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to talk about how you can skip the line, how you can get to the front of the line in the airport, which I do quite often. It's an excellent plan. Stay tuned and have an awesome day.